RiverBender's coverage of today's event is brought to you by Macias Insurance Agency, your local independent insurance agent. Liberty Bank, Bank Local, Bank Liberty. Roberts Motors, the value store since 1949. Lewis and Clark Community College, empowering people. Munganaz Burkhardt Toyota, the biggest selection of cars, trucks, and SUVs in the Riverbend. Ed Eagle's Discount Carpet, quality carpet, tile, vinyl, and hardwood at discount prices. Nautilus Fitness Center, the Riverbend's premier health club. Barrett Heating and Cooling, proudly serving Madison, Jersey, and Macoupin County since 1896. Midwest Motorsports, the St. Louis area's fun dealer. Having computer or phone issues? Visit the RiverBender Tech Center. We can fix broken screens, charge ports, or slow computers, along with data recovery and many other services. We're open Monday through Friday from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m., located right across the street from Max Time Out on Bell Street in downtown Olin.
Playing this out a little better. What'd you say? You going this side? You going that side? Yeah. No idea.
Where you
Huddleston, and I'm asking for your vote on November 8th for Madison County Circuit Court Judge. After graduating as valedictorian of Alton High School and receiving the Alton Godfrey Rotary Club's first Student of the Year award, I continue to serve this community on boards of directors such as Alton Memorial Hospital, Land of Lincoln Legal Aid, and Impact CIL. For almost 17 years as an attorney in Madison County, I've worked tirelessly to ensure that all voices are heard and that everyone has a fair chance in our legal system. Because I believe that our legal system should be fair and just for everyone, I will work to make that a reality when elected judge. Please vote for me on November 8th.
Judge Ryan Jumper was recommended and highly rated in the most recent poll conducted by the Illinois State Bar Association. Ryan Jumper is a supporter of law enforcement and an advocate for the Constitution. Join me in voting for Judge Ryan Jumper on Tuesday, November 8th on the back of the ballot.
I started on the police force at age 18. From the ground up, I finally made captain because I was given a chance to work for it. Everyone deserves that same chance. I'm Chris Tharp, and I'm not your usual Democrat. I'm a workers' Democrat. And in the Senate, I'm focused on two things: keeping our community safe and creating an economy focused on helping the middle class. Being a union member myself, we will add more trade schools and job training programs so everyone willing to work hard gets a chance at a good life.
And that's head coach Wade DeVries there talking about this matchup, and he mentioned a fast team, Louis. They're not big, but they athletic, and that's going to be one of our Quality Automotive Network keys to victory for the Shells, is using their size and maybe physicality against this a little bit smaller team, but obviously probably has the edge on the speed side of things.
Well, did you notice how he said they tackle well? I don't care who you are. That's a key to any winning and successful program. Is if you can tackle, you're going to give yourself a chance to win.
The Hawks won the toss. They deferred, and they will kick off, and they kick it off. And Graves fumbles the football at about the 10, picks it up, and takes it out to about the 20-yard line. So pretty much just the same as a touchback there for the Shells, and that's what they were start on offense. And Louis mentioned our Quality Automotive Network keys to game. Get keys to a great vehicle at Quality Buick GMC on the Homer Adams Parkway in Alton, or at Quality Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Jerseyville, owned and operated by the Stevenson family since 1958.
Well, that would have been disaster if you start off the game with a fumble and you give them a short field to work with. But going to start it off here at the 20-yard line. Let's see if the Shells can put a drive together and establish a running game.
Been a lot of Graves and Ward in the last couple of weeks for the Shells, and they'll start here with Graves, and he'll run a little counter to Ward, and Ward up the middle, and not much there, maybe a yard or two on first down. So a gain of about, they'll give him decent yardage here. It'll be second at about 7 for the Shells. So Nick Ward gets the carry there. Evan Wells will see the ball a lot as well. They probably won't throw it much going this direction. They are into the teeth of the wind right now for quarterback number 15, Chris Wallach for the Shells.
That'll be important to take care of the football here as well.
Graves goes in motion. They'll hand it up the middle to Wells, and he'll push the pile up to the 25-yard line. A gain of a couple there, and bring up 3rd down and 5 for the Shells. And kind of a big early conversion already here. You got to convert some 3rd and 5s to win against a 10-0 team that scores over 50 points a game. You got to keep their offense off the field, obviously.
Well, and you want to be able to, you want to be able to run the ball. You want to be able to eat clock as much as you can, especially going into the wind here. You don't want to be punting the football with your back at your goal line. How far is the ball going to go here today?
I mean, if you have to punt from here, they're going to get it around midfield or better, you'd have to think, with this wind. Wallach up under center. Wells behind him. This time Ward goes in motion. Ward gets the carry, trying to get the corner, and butzes it outside, cuts it back, trying to get the 30. He's going to get real close to it, but I think be about a yard shy. And now decision time for head coach Wade DeVries and the Roxana Shells on an early 4th and 1. Just what you want as a head coach inside your own territory.
Yeah, no kidding. You got less than a yard to go here, and
because of the wind, I'm going for it.
I think so. That's crazy to think, but you're at your 29-yard line. But what's a punt really going to do? What's it going to gain you? Maybe 20 yards.
I was going to say, I don't think you can expect much more than 20 out of a punt today going this direction. So on 4th and 1, we'll see what the Shells do here. They're going to go for it. They need a yard. Wallach up under center.
They're going to try to draw
off sides, and they do jump, but not off sides. So now the Shells back into their offense. Maybe a quarterback sneak here. Wallach does sneak it, and he's got the 1st down.
That's big. That's important.
Now, the more 1st downs you can get if you're the Shells, the longer that Hawk offense is over on the sideline, and that Hawk offense put up over 500 points this year in 10 games.
Well, again, what you do there is you keep that clock running, you keep the football, you keep their offense on the sideline, and it keeps you from punting into this wind.
We're just underway here, 9:25 to go in the contest, in the first quarter, rather.
That's a big early call.
It is,
when you look at it.
Wallach up under center, sends Graves in motion. Graves will get it left side, trying to find some room, picking his way out across the 35 to the 37-yard line. Nice gain by Graves on 1st down. Will bring up 2nd and 3.
Well, they're going to need all their guys, and if you're going to be able, on 1st down, if you're going to be able to pick up, that's great there. I mean, if you can pick up 5-6 yards on 1st down, it makes you a little bit more unpredictable as to what you want to do.
Graves, a good combination of size and speed in running the sweep there, and picks up a nice gain of 7, makes it 2nd and 3. 8:39 to go. No score here early going in Roxana. Wallach up under center, sends Ward in motion this time, gives it to Wells right up the gut. He's got some room. He bounces it outside the midfield in the Hawk territory. 40, 35, 30. Finally pushed out of bounds at the 24-yard line.
Boy, he found a crease there, Nick, and a big, powerful runner like Wells, it's going to be hard to bring him down. It took a couple of guys just to get him out of bounds there, and what a huge gain there. And now you're all of a sudden, instead of punting the football from your with your back against the end zone, now you're in enemy territory ready to score.
Knocking on the door of the red zone are the Shells with 8:25 to go, and now whistles blow. And boy, the Shells are, the officials talking to head coach Wade DeVries on the sidelines.
I don't know what this is all about here.
The Hawks are coached by Andrew Quain.
Oh, it looks like, look over on the far side, maybe the chain gang maybe the wind's causing some havoc with them over there.
Yeah, they might have got
the down markers
wrapped up.
Yeah.
It does appear that's the case. Good call. Thanks for joining us on MyMix 94.3, or if you're watching us on RiverBender.com today, we appreciate you joining us here on a November day. Hey, I've been at worse November games, that's for sure, weather-wise. So,
listen, I've done first-round games where the temperatures are in the mid to upper 20s and fingers are numb. You're trying to type up a game story. Not very conducive for a writer, but you'll take this any day and deal with the wind.
First and 10 Shells at the Hawk 24. Graves goes in motion, gets the carry. Left side trying to find some room, trying to get to the corner. He won't get there, drags tacklers, and he doesn't go down easy, but he only gets a yard on first down. It'll be 2nd and 9.
Yeah, tried to sweep that ball out off across the left side over there. Really only had one blocker helping him over there, so it was a little tough to maybe try to cut the ball inside or maybe gain that edge, and the Hawks were able to pursue it well and limit him to a short game of maybe one.
Just really strung that sweep out and used the sidelines to their advantage as the Shells now over on the left hash. Wells lines up behind Wallach as the fullback. And Wallach will send Ward in motion, but give it to Wells up the middle, and not much there for the big junior. He's able to push the pile forward a little bit, get maybe a yard, but it's going to be 3rd and 8, we'll call it.
It was a little tough bringing him down on that one, too. He looked like he wasn't going to get anything out of that. Just to even get a yard out of that was pretty good. But, yeah, set up now. These aren't the downs that are good for the Shells. In 3rd and long situations, a team that really doesn't throw the ball a ton. So we'll see what kind of package they come up with here.
I think the goal here would maybe be to get 4 or 5. And, I mean, obviously you want to get the first down, but no doubt 2-down territory. You're not kicking a field goal into this win today from here.
No.
As Ward will get the carry and follow Wells on the right side, trying to cut it back, but nothing there. Good pursuit by the Hawks, and Coach DeVries talked about it. They're fast and they tackle, and they have exhibited that so far.
Yeah, and strung that one out. Tried to string that one out again as well, and really not much there. You get it down to the 21-yard line, and another decision here.
4th and 7. You may have to put it in the air here as much as you don't want to into this win. Some kind of short pass, it's going to have to be, really.
Well, any way you look at this, Nick, this is a good drive for the Shells because you took up half the quarter.
Yeah.
And you were able to drive the football.
6:15, no score. Ward gets it, wants to try to find some room right side. He's got a little bit.
Wow, I think he got it.
That's going to be close, right near the stick. Let's see the spot. It's going to be critical.
I think he got this.
No signal for now. First down signal. So, boy, that's huge. As Ward gets the 7 he needed. I mean, exactly the 7 he needed for the first down.
Wow. Just found enough of a crease there where he can turn the football up the field. And once he was able to do that, he was able to find where the sticks are. Well, the sticks are on the other side, but the knowledge and the know-how of where the down marker you needed to get to, key there.
Well, 1st and 10 Shells now from the Hawk 14. 6:09 to go. Graves gets it this time. Cuts it back inside, and he's got some room. To the 10, 5, dragging tacklers down to the 2, and nearly into the end zone. He's going to be about 2 yards short, but it's going to be 1st and goal Shells.
Well, this is a good sign here, Nick. You're able to string out some run, and your running game is getting some success here. A couple where they've limited you in some yardage, but in big down plays, and you've had a couple of first down gains where you've been able to stretch out some long runs and keep the sticks moving and keep the clock running.
1st and goal from the 3 for the Shells. Wallach up under center. See what they do here. It's Wells up the gut trying to push for it. Good penetration that time by the Hawk defense there, and nothing there for Wells. Got maybe a yard on the play. It'll be 2nd down.
I think he was able to get a yard out of that, but what a good drive so far. Good opening drive.
100%, as you said. It's now chewed up 7 minutes off the clock, and you're knocking on the door of the end zone. So couldn't have a better start unless you cap it off with a touchdown here, of course.
I think they've got a couple of these defenders just a little shell-shocked here, and with their hands on their hips, like what the heck's going on in the early going.
You wonder how many times Prairie Central has even trailed this year.
Exactly.
Wallach up under center. Tries to give it to Ward. Almost loses the football. Now keeps it. Running for the corner for the pylon. Did he get there? No.
I think he stepped out of bounds.
He stepped out, and I think that's a good call. Back around the 3-yard line. 3rd and goal from the 3 now.
I still think you're in 4-down territory here, no matter how you look at it.
Yeah, I think any field goal going this way is risky. Anytime you put it in the air in any way, shape, or form going this direction, you're taking a chance. So they need 2 yards. So Coach DeVries hoping to not have to decide to go for it on 4th down for the 3rd time on this drive.
Hey, he's 2 for 2 already.
That's right.
So.
Wallack comes up under center. Wells behind him. Sends Ward in motion. Gives it to Wells right up the gut. Nothing there. Still pushing. Shells trying to push the pile forward. Helmet comes off. Flag comes out. And let's see what the penalty is first of all. He took it to about the 1. They mark his forward progress down there. Pending the penalty, it's going to be 4th and goal from the 1. That's a huge flag if it's against the Shells.
They still had a hard time bringing him down. Is it a face mask? It is.
It is. So fresh set of downs for the Shells.
Huge. And a personal foul at that, and that's going to make it a 1st and goal.
1st and goal. And they need about a half yard and 4 downs to get it.
That's our first penalty of the game.
And 4:36 on the clock. And Prairie Central hasn't touched the football on offense. That's a recipe for victory.
Yeah,
I'll tell you that.
yeah. Well, you get a fresh set of downs here, and you wondered how the helmet came off because it just kind of flew off. It probably somebody just grabbed him by the face guard and just ripped it off. And
really credit Wells for keeping the play going. Keep continuing to push forward, and the offensive line. So now 4:36, 1st and goal from the 1. Wallack up under center, gives it to Wells. Great penetration there. And he's going to lose a couple on the play. And maybe was it not an automatic 1st down?
I thought it should. I thought a personal foul is an automatic 1st down, but I guess it's not.
4th down, so that's going to be 4th down. I would thought that,
Well, that's a new one on me there, Nick. I thought a personal foul brings an automatic 1st down.
So now the Shells will have to try to convert their 4th down of the drive. They're 2 for 2 so far. They've got it 4th and goal from the 3 here. Wallack up under center. Sends Graves in motion. Hard count, and who jumped? The Shells?
Well,
based on Graves' reactions, I think it might have been.
Offsides, I think.
That's offsides against the defense. So that opens up the playbook a little bit more. You go from the 3 to the 1.5 yard line.
Nick, they've had the most success running the football here on the edges, getting these runners on the outside. That's where they've gotten a lot of their any kind of penetration they've tried to get up the gut here just hasn't really worked.
I like Graves on a sweep here. You're on the right hash. You got room over there on that side. Graves goes in motion. They'll toss it to Wells, following Graves. Can he get in? He will. Touchdown, Evan Wells from 1.5 yards out. He goes in, and the Shells go up 6-0.
3 for 3 on 4th downs on the opening drive of a playoff game.
Yeah, what a terrific drive by the Shells. It covers 80 yards and 9 minutes, almost 9 minutes off the clock. And they convert 3 4th downs and capped off by a touchdown run on 4th down by Evan Wells. A big run by Wells got him down to the 24. Graves had a big run as well, so great drive. And now Andrew Ellis on to attempt the extra point. So our first kick of the day going this way is blocked and right into the line of scrimmage, basically no chance. And that is no good, but still a great drive for the Shells. And with 3:23 to go in the first quarter, they've jumped out to a 6-0 lead over Prairie Central. You're listening to Big Z Radio Sports, presented by the Simmons Handling.
If you like to get out and go with a friend riding shotgun, the Z-Force line of sports side-by-sides are the perfect machines for you. Whether exploring the backcountry or racing down the trails, these beasts flat out give you more without having to pay for more. Life's too short to stay home.
I set the thermostat so my house would be warm when I got home from work, but the kitchen is still cool.
At Barrett Heating and Cooling, we stand behind every Lennox system we sell.
My dealer said he'd take care of everything.
At Barrett Heating and Cooling, we understand everyone wants prompt, professional service.
Turns out it wasn't my furnace after all, just a little something blocking the vent.
Pretty smart dog if you ask me. For service you can count on, call Barrett Heating and Cooling.
Lennox. Innovation never felt so.
RiverBender Radio has built 3 great new stations just for you in the Riverbend. The Eagle, the Riverbend's classic rock station. The Bridge, hit music for the Riverbend. And The River, today's country, and all your favorites. Check them out today at RiverBender.com.
Not sure if you've noticed, but those advertised prices from the other dealers are just a bunch of blah, blah, blah. At Roberts Motors, the advertised price is the price you pay. And that, my friend, is great news for you. Don't fall for their so-called incentives that will leave you banging your head against the wall. Go with Roberts Motors. Prices you can trust and people you will like. That's the Roberts Motors way. And trust me, it's the way to go.
That like to use it.
Prairie Central with the wind. We'll see if they put it in the air much. And good job by the Shell defense that time as Habercorn faked it, was trying to get outside, and he's brought down immediately, sacked back right around the 40-yard line. Well, they'll spot it up near the 44-yard line. They'll bring up third down for Prairie Central. Third and about 6 for the Hawks.
That's going to be important for these defensive linemen that are pursuing, is holding your keys, because like you said, they're going to try to disguise and not really give you much of who's going to have the football in these situations, and you could be tackling the wrong guy.
Habercorn sends a man in motion and tosses it to him. That's Hudson Alt. Alt with some room and some blockers. He's at the 40, the 30. He may go. 20, 10, cuts it back, and he will score. Touchdown Hawks. A 56-yard touchdown run on 3rd and 6. And there's the difference. Prairie Central with a quick strike after 80-yard, 15-play drive by the Shells. Prairie Central 3 plays and about 60 yards.
Didn't take much off the clock either.
No, they didn't, did they?
No.
Dylan Basil on to attempt the extra point with the wind at his back.
That shows you the confidence they have. On a 3rd and 6, they run a pitch sweep on that.
And I'm not sure he was touched. Extra point attempt is up and good, and that's going to be the difference in the score right now. So with 1:59 to go in the first quarter, the Hawks now lead the Shells by a score of 7-6. You're listening to Big Z Radio Sports, presented by the Simmons Hanley Conroy Law Firm.
I started on the police force at age 18. From the ground up, I finally made captain because I was given a chance to work for it. Everyone deserves that same chance. I'm Chris Tharp, and I'm not your usual Democrat. I'm a workers' Democrat. And in the Senate, I'm focused on 2 things: keeping our community safe and creating an economy focused on helping the middle class. Being a union member myself, we will add more trade schools and job training programs, so everyone willing to work hard gets a chance at a good life.
To the 15, makes a couple stutter steps, and he'll take it out across the 25 to about the 27-yard line, and the Shells will start there on offense.
15 plays, 80 yards, and 8:37. 3 plays, 60 yards, and 1:21. Big difference.
Yeah. Yeah, you can see why they've scored 50 points a game.
Yeah.
I mean, 500 points this year for the Prairie Central offense. Prairie Central in their road jerseys. They made the trek about 3 hours here. They're in their road white jerseys trimmed in blue. Blue pants, the Shells in their home uniforms. All red and gold numbers, trimmed in blue with red helmets. What we were talking before the game, it looked like maybe there weren't going to be a lot of Prairie Central fans here, but you look across now and there's not an available seat over on the far sideline.
They got a good contingency,
They
rightfully
do.
So.
Ward gets the football again. He was the man that returned it on the kickoff, and he'll get it here and go really nowhere. Good tackle there. 35, Drew Fear for Prairie Central. Gain of maybe a yard.
He came out of nowhere there, didn't he?
No, actually a loss of 3. I'm sorry.
Yeah, great pursuit from that right side over there. Wow, he came out of nowhere and made the solo tackle there. And true to form, just like Coach DeVries said, they tackle well, and you don't see very many missed tackles.
And I don't know how many times they're going to be able to get to the outside against this team. You see the speed there. They've done it a time or two today, but also a couple of nice runs by Graves have been cutting it back inside on that sweep. Wallach up under center, sends Graves in motion and fakes it to him, wants to throw. He'll throw it to Graves, who's open. He's got it on a wheel route up across the 30 to the 35 and tackled just shy of the 35 maybe. Nice job there. They fake it to Graves and get it to him on the wheel. And he's up around the 35-yard line. Brings up third down.
Well, it's third and manageable now and gives you definitely a chance at converting now. You didn't want to be faced with any kind of a third and long situation. Now you're set up in a good position.
3rd and 2 yards instead of 2nd and 13. And a timeout called, and get a chance to catch our breath here a little bit.
Yeah, Central didn't give us really much time there, did they, with the quick strike that they had?
I think a smart timeout here, too. You take the timeout, and that way if you do force a punt, it might be into the wind.
Exactly, and I think that's what they're talking about here, too.
So 43 seconds to go. So if you can get a stop here, you're going to force. You might get a punt, and you could use another timeout too, I suppose. But the more time you can spend going this direction, if you're Prairie Central, the better.
So what you're saying is these timeouts in the first half are going to be equally as important, right?
I guess so, yeah. The Shells would have loved to run this play here in the second quarter with the wind at their back.
Yep.
Wallach up under center. There's 56 seconds to go here in the quarter, so they put maybe a little more time back on, I think. Now they're moving it down. I thought it said 43 at one point, and now they're pointing up here. I think they want 46 maybe? 46.
And now it's 46.
46 seconds, okay. So Wallach up under center on a 3rd and 2. Big third down play here. Graves gets it. He'll run a counter to Ward, and that's going. No, the ball's loose, and Prairie Central has it. It's a fumble. They tried to run a counter play. The handoff wasn't clean, I'm not sure, on either end. And it's a fumble, and Prairie Central's got it.
Ouch. That is a killer.
Yep.
And you had 3rd and short, which is what you wanted there, and taking care of the football, that's always one of the keys in these playoff games, Nick, and that's given this offense a short field. There's the first turnover of the game, and a tough one there.
First turnover, and now Prairie Central back to work on offense, led by Drew Habercorn. And he'll send a man in motion and toss it to him left side on a sweep. Good job by the Shells, turning that one back inside and then gang tackling. That was Camden Palmore, the ball carrier, and he doesn't get much. That may be the last play of the quarter. Although if I'm Prairie Central, I might try to get another one off with the wind at my back. But 20 seconds left.
Yeah, I'm surprised they're not maybe going no huddle here.
Yeah.
But it looks like they're going to be able to get
another one off. They're going to get one
yeah.
play off, and might be the. I don't think they're going to throw it much, it would appear. But if you're going to, this might be the time. 2nd and 10. And Habercorn does want to throw, being chased from the backside. He fumbles. He's hit from behind and fumbles the football. I think the Shells have it.
I think they do. They do. Huge play there.
They blitzed from the secondary from behind Habercorn. They got him from the blind side and knocked it away. It's a fumble, and the Shells recover. And our second turnover of the game now with 1 second to go in the quarter.
I didn't see the number, catch the number, who came on that blind side blitz there, Nick. But with a left-handed quarterback, man, you talk about a big play there. And it looks like they were going play action on that because they faked the handoff and were looking down that left sideline to see if they had a one-on-one matchup and just couldn't find it, and he held on to the ball too long.
I think it was Braden Johnson from his outside linebacker position on the blitz. Graves goes in motion. Prairie Central almost jumps. They get back, though, and now the Shells just trying to draw them off a little bit. And Wallach back up under center, sends Ward in motion, gives it to Wells straight up the gut. And he's trying to find some room, doesn't find much. He'll take it out across the 40 to the 43, and that will be the last play of the first quarter. A very entertaining first quarter. Both teams scoring once. The Hawks lead it, though, by a score of 7-6 after one quarter of play in Roxana. You're listening to Big Z Radio Sports, presented by the Simmons Hanley Conroy Law Firm.
I set the thermostat so my house would be warm when I got home from work, but the kitchen is still cool.
At Barrett Heating and Cooling, we stand behind every Linux system we sell.
My dealer said he'd take care of everything.
At Barrett Heating and Cooling, we understand everyone wants prompt, professional service.
Turns out it wasn't my furnace after all, just a little something blocking the vent.
Pretty smart dog if you ask me. For service you can count on, call Barrett Heating and Cooling.
Lennox. Innovation never felt so good.
Macias Insurance Agency, providing quality products with extremely competitive prices. As an independent provider, we source multiple companies to offer the best rates possible, covering auto, home, business, and life insurance. Our goal is to provide quality service that meets and exceeds customer expectations. You can rest easy knowing the Macias team is working round the clock to ensure that both you and the most important parts of your life are covered. Our qualified professionals make the insurance process easy so you can live carefree and focus on what matters most. Visit MaciasInsuranceAgency.com today to find out what our team can do.
Nick Dar and Louis Korak back with you inside the Barrett Heating and Cooling broadcast booth as we get set to start the second quarter. Shells now with the wind at their back, trailing by a point, 7-6. Both teams have scored once. Shells missed the extra point, and Prairie Central converted, and that's the difference right now. Wallach up under center on 2nd and 9. Gives it up the middle again. It's Wells again, and a little bit more room that time. Flags flying out everywhere, though, and a little extracurricular after the play. Wells had taken it up to about the 47-yard line, was going to set up a 3rd and 3, and now the officials will confer and maybe
have a late hit,
or a late hit, or it was kind of behind the play between a couple linemen, I think.
Maybe unsportsmanlike here.
Holding against the Shells.
Penalties offset.
Yep. So holding against the Shells, personal foul against Prairie Central. They'll replay the down. So that's really kind of a win for Prairie Central.
Yes.
And turns into 2nd and 9 again, 2nd and 8.
Yeah, you just lost 5 yards on that. And
right.
it was a good gain. And it would have been another 3rd and short situation.
Tough sledding up the middle for the Shells so far. I mean, they've busted a couple. Wells did have a nice big run that set up the touchdown. And I think if you're Coach DeVries, you just have to keep doing it. Even though sometimes it's not going to be there. 2nd and 9 for the Shells. Wallach hands it to Wells again. And he'll pick up a couple. Takes it out across the 45 to the 46-yard line. That's a gain of 4.
So out of all that, you lost a yard.
I lost a yard, yes. 11:18 to go here, first half.
Well, it would have been better than the alternative if it would have just been a holding penalty, and now
True.
you're backing that up.
Right.
So
now you got 3rd and 5 for the Shells. 3rd and 4, we'll call it. And Wallach goes over to the sidelines and gets the play from head coach Wade DeVries. I think still the key is, chew up first downs, keep the ball away from Prairie Central. We've already seen some evidence of their explosiveness. As Graves will get it, trying on sweep left side, and nothing there. He's going to be dropped behind the line of scrimmage. It's Fear again.
Man, he's good.
He is, and he tackles Graves back at the 42-yard line. So now that's a loss of almost 6 yards. It's going to bring up 4th and 9 for the Shells, and here comes the punting unit with the wind at your back and a 4th and long.
Yeah.
Pretty obvious decision here for Coach DeVries. So.
Maybe, and you know what, even in the other way, you're near midfield here.
Yeah.
He may have punted in the first quarter from this distance, but
had it been 4th and 9, I think, sure.
No chance of a.
Ellis gets off the punt. It's a high kick, short kick, bounces at the 20 and takes almost a straight sideways bounce. And Prairie Central will take over at about the 20-yard line.
Not a bad punt, but, with wind at your back, maybe you're hoping for a little bit more there.
Don't forget, after the game, Louie and I will name our Munganast Alton Toyota Players of the Game, as we do after each and every Prep Sports broadcast here on the Big Z. And earlier this week, our sports director, Brent Berkland, gave a bunch of Player of the Game awards to the Shell seniors in the locker room.
Is he giving out $25 gift certificates out of his own pocket?
Not out of his own pocket, but we are giving gift certificates, yes. $10 to McDonald's.
I'd like to hear it coming out of his own pocket, though.
That'd be good. Habercorn tosses it to Hudson Alt, who has the touchdown for Prairie Central. And Alt, boy, he's got some electricity to him, doesn't he? And he takes that one out across the 30 to the 37-yard line.
Well, they like to run that toss sweep, don't they?
They do.
They're confident with it that their keys are going to be there and their blocking schemes are going to be in place.
Gain of 8. It's 2nd and 2 Hawks at their own 37-yard line, leading 7-6. Habercorn under center, sends a man in motion, and gives it up the middle to Fear, though, on a little counter, and not much there. No gain on the play. 35, Drew Fear got the carry that time and didn't get it. He's going to be a yard short. It's going to be 3rd and 1.
Well, he's doing the job on the defensive end, but not much going there. Maybe just kind of running a little fullback trap play there that just didn't go much of anywhere.
3rd and 2 at the 37. Habercorn sends Palmore in motion and fakes it. He's going to keep it. Habercorn on his first run of the day is going to have a first down, and he'll take it out to the 46-yard line. That's a gain of 9 and good enough for a Prairie Central first down. He's an athletic-looking quarterback. Obviously, that's a big part of their offense is him running it. And we've mentioned several times already, this is a high-powered offense. They've scored 500 points and 50 in almost every game.
And plenty of confidence there in running the option play. And when he's got that ability to pitch, too, he decided to keep it that time.
They're the number 1 seed as Alt goes in motion, and Habercorn stumbles on a keeper and maybe got a little help from a block in the back, and he'll take it out down the sidelines and inside shell territory down to the 38. So I think 2 penalties you could have called there. You could have called a block in the back and then potentially even a late hit over here on the sidelines.
Well, the block in the back was definitely one that I thought was valid, wasn't called, and sprung him down this right side, and all of a sudden now in the Shells territory at the 38.
1st and 10 at the 38. Prairie Central, the 1 seed here in the southern half of the bracket in 3A. The Shells, the 9 seed. As Palmore goes in motion, it's number 10, Alt, going to get the football again, though, and he takes it inside the 30-yard line. Flag down back at the 40. And that one's probably coming back.
Yeah, he was the one, 74 was the one throwing the big fit out there. And usually when that's the case, you know that you did something wrong and you don't have much of a case. Yeah.
One of the few places in high school where you hear the officials mic'd up so we get to hear in the press box what the penalty call is. It's terrific.
I love it. And you know what number it's on. And
yeah.
Makes our job easier.
It really does. So I don't know, the players love getting called out, and now the coach knows exactly who the penalty was on.
Yep.
But that pushes them back to the 49-yard line. 1st and 21 for the Hawks. Habercorn gives it to Fear up the middle. Well, that just hasn't been there. There's been nothing there against the interior of that Shell defense. He picks up about 2 on that play, maybe 3.
You know how this helps, too? You know how many times, Nick, I'll be down on the sidelines, and when there's a penalty call, the first thing you hear from a coach, number, please, number. Right. They're always wanting to know. Well, now you know.
They don't have to.
No.
Gain of 3. It's 2nd and 18. 7:30 to go here in the first half. Hawks lead it 7-6. See if the Shell defense can come up with a stop here. As Habercorn comes up under center, Fear behind him. Alt goes in motion. Alt takes the toss right side, cuts it back, still on his feet, and inside the 40, inside the 35 he goes. All the way down to the 33.
Man, that kid's a load.
Yeah. Just finding a little space. I mean, didn't need much, did he?
No.
Like there were a couple Shells there with a chance, but boy, he was by him. So, it's a nice gain of about 13 and brings up 3rd and 5 for Prairie Central at the Shell 33.
3 carries for 77 yards. Of course, a nice springy 56-yard run his first carry.
That helps. Habercorn sends Palmore in motion, fakes it to Fear and keeps it. He's got some room, bouncing outside, 20, 15, 10. He's going to score. Touchdown, Prairie Central from 33 yards out. And Prairie Central on the board again. This time it's Drew Habercorn. And now the Hawks with a 13-6 lead.
He's a very athletic quarterback, Nick, as you can see. And again, just kind of fakes that pitch and finds an opening on the interior along the left side, and once he hit the hole, he was gone.
So 2 touchdowns that the Prairie Central has scored. I'm not sure the ball carrier's been touched on either one of them.
Probably not.
So great blocking by the offensive line, just great execution by the offense in general, and now the Hawks will go for 2 to try to make this a 9-point game. Palmore goes in motion. Habercorn fakes it to Fear, driving for the end zone. Did he get there? No. 2-point conversion, no good. And he stopped short. That's kind of a big play there. It keeps it a 7-point game. I don't really understand the call.
I don't understand the call, no.
Because, boy, you kicked the – I mean, you are into the wind. Maybe that's the thinking, although wind maybe has shifted just a little bit as the flag's not blowing straight to our left now. But in any case, it's 13-6 Hawks with 6:27 left to go here in the first half. You're listening to Big Z Radio Sports on My Mix 94.3, presented by the Simmons Henley Conroy Law Firm.
I'm Ebony Huddleston, and I'm asking for your vote on November 8th for Madison County Circuit Court Judge. After graduating as valedictorian of Alton High School and receiving the Alton Godfrey Rotary Club's first Student of the Year award, I continue to serve this community on boards of directors such as Alton Memorial Hospital, Land of Lincoln Legal Aid, and Impact CIL. For almost 17 years as an attorney in Madison County, I've worked tirelessly to ensure that all voices are heard and that everyone has a fair chance in our legal system. Because I believe that our legal system should be fair and just for everyone, I will work to make that a reality when elected judge. Please vote for me on November 8th.
I started on the police force at age 18. From the ground up, I finally made captain because I was given a chance to work for it. Everyone deserves that same chance.
Going from our left to our right, it's just it's going to be all squib kick going that way.
You've got to be mindful and wary of the football here today.
The Shells going the direction where if you're going to throw it, this is the time. It's going to be second quarter for them here in the first half. 13-6, they trail. Well, you'd love another drive like that first one, 6:27, just, eat up the rest of the time and score a touchdown going into halftime with the lead. Prairie Central will receive the second half kickoff. Wallach comes up under center and sends Graves in motion, fakes it to him, and he does want to throw. He'll throw it. It's caught by Ellis up near the 40. It's a first down. Good pitch and catch there from Wallach to Ellis, and that's a 15-yard gain and a Shell first down.
Hey, listen, if you can throw the football here today, that's going to be a big bonus for this Roxana team. Good little play action there. You find your receiver and move the chains, and, yeah, you want to answer here now. Prairie Central is able to get the lead, and you're still within one score here with 6:22 to go. Plenty of time, so you're in the football game, so just continue to be methodical here and move the chains and move the football.
I always say it's hard to run the ball when the other team absolutely knows that's what you're going to do. So if you have a little something else going, and now Wells gets it up the middle with some room. Into Hawk territory across the 50, down to the 47-yard line goes big number 24, Evan Wells, and he gets up and bangs his helmet with his fists.
That's the 6th first down now for Roxana. They've had the better of it in that, but then again, you're Prairie Central. You've had a couple of big plays in this game, and that's why you've been able to score. But 2 good plays to start off the drive here.
That's okay, though. You'll take, as long as you can keep those slow, methodical drives going, that works. Keeps their team off the field, certainly.
Yeah, we've seen how good their offense is.
They can score quickly. There's no doubt about that. Wallach hands it to Graves left side, trying to find some room. Nothing there. He's going to lose a couple, be tackled right at midfield, and that's a loss of about 2. Makes it 2nd and 12.
Again, it's a team that tackles well, but you can't lose the line of scrimmage there, and they lost the line of scrimmage there. If you give Graves just a little bit of time, he's going to be able to find something. He's going to be able to find a crease, an opening somewhere, but really didn't have much there.
On the far side, this is a typical Midwestern Illinois team. On the far side of the field, they've got signs up that say corn-fed fans, and we love our offensive line.
Boy, isn't that the truth?
5 minutes to go in the half now. Graves on the counter to Ward. Ward gets it and pushes forward. A little room there. Takes it up to the 46-yard line. Picks up about 4 on the play and makes it 3rd and 8.
Well, you've already shown the ability to throw the football a couple of times here, and you would think this is a passing down, but not 100% sure.
If I'm in two-down territory right now as a coach, especially if it's 4th and 5 or less, I'm going for it. I'm just trying to keep the ball away from their offense, I would say. But
right.
Wallach fakes it to Graves, wants to throw, has some time, got
he's
a
got a
man. Ward, but he overthrows it.
Oh, man.
Ward was wide open.
Wow.
At the 20, and Wallach overthrew him.
He could have walked in with that one.
He could have. Now they'll punt.
And I can understand this because you want to try to get a chance to pin him back deep, but, boy, there goes a missed opportunity there.
No question. That's a big one there. Wonder when did your back this time? I mean, that's probably a fact.
Help sail the ball, yeah. Yep. Could have maybe float one out there and let them run under it.
Ellis to punt it. He's going to throw. It's a fake. He's got a man open. It's caught. They're going to convert it. So a fake punt from Wade DeVries in the Shells. It's caught by Jackson Harris at the 35, and he takes it down to the 32. How about that call?
I'll tell you what, Wade DeVries is pulling him out of the old bag of tricks here, isn't he? Well, why not?
Yeah, I mean, you're facing the 1 seed, a team that's beat everybody by 40, so I like it. Wind at your back, and Ellis, the punter, throws it to Harris for the conversion. Now you're under 4 to go in the first half. Shells have 3 timeouts left. The Hawks just 2. Wallach up under center, sends Ward in motion. Going to Wells up the middle. Nothing there. He's hit almost immediately. We'll see.
Maybe a yard.
Yeah. Yard at best. They'll give him a yard. 2nd and 9.
So you go 3 4th-down conversions on your open drive, a fake punt that you convert on. 4 on 4th downs already.
4, that's right, yeah. Now Wallach back up under center on 2nd and 9.
What a heck of a call, though, after you just miss a gimme touchdown, too.
Graves goes in motion. He'll get it. Trying to get to the corner, can't get it. And tripped up, brought down. Maybe lost a couple on that play. He did.
Looked like he had a chance on that first one, Nick, to maybe cut that up the middle.
Yeah. So Graves struggling to get going here a little bit.
Yeah, that's 3 straight negative runs for him now.
So it's now 3rd and 13.
Definitely a passing down.
Yeah. Well, there's been some open receivers, that's for sure. So Wallach hit Ellis early in this drive for a 15-yard gain, had Ward wide open and missed him just a moment ago. Now we'll see what the Shells do. Wallach sends Ward in motion and gives it to him. I think Ward wants to throw. He does want to throw for Ellis, and it's caught at the 10, the 5, dives for the end zone, and he's in. Touchdown, Andrew Ellis from 33 yards out. On an option play, Ward throws the touchdown. Terrific adjustment by Ellis to turn over his shoulder, and then a great effort at the end to lunge for the goal line and get in.
What a play call again. And, I mean, you're right this time. This time the difference with Wallach is he left a little bit of air under the ball to give Ellis the time to adjust to the play, and he does the rest all on his own, and we're an extra point away from a tie game here.
I think Ward maybe threw it as far as he could. He was being pressured. He got hit as he threw it, and it hung up, and that was fortunate, as you said, because Ellis had a chance to adjust. Now Ellis to tie it with the extra point attempt. Snap down. Kick is up this time, and it is good, and we are tied. With less than 2 to go here in the first half, the Shells and Hawks tied in round 2 of the Class 3A playoffs. You're listening to Big Z Radio Sports, presented by the Simmons Hanley Conroy Law Firm.
Not sure if you've noticed, but those advertised prices from the other dealers are just a bunch of blah, blah, blah. At Roberts Motors, the advertised price is the price you pay. And that, my friend, is great news for you. Don't fall for their so-called incentives that will leave you banging your head against the wall. Go with Roberts Motors. Prices you can trust and people you will like. That's the Roberts Motors way. And trust me, it's the way to go.
RiverBender Radio has built 3 great new stations just for you in the Riverbend. The Eagle, the Riverbend's classic rock station. The Bridge, hit music for the Riverbend. And The River, today's country, and all your favorites. Check them out today at RiverBender.com.
When it comes to the C-Force line of ATVs, there truly is a seat for every behind. Whether you want to get started with the easy-to-ride C-Force 400 or ride with the big boys on the C-Force 800 XC, you'll find the right machine for you and your wallet.
I heard college football playoff mentioned on game day today. And the Illini in the same sentence. That hasn't happened very often.
Did it just shock you or what?
It stood out. Harris kicks it away. High, short kick, fielded by Fear. He's got some room, and he brings it all the way out to the 45-yard line. And that's where Prairie Central is going to start on offense with pretty good field position.
Man, if you got the wind at your back here, Nick, I'm almost trying to put one as deep as I can here, and if you kick it so hard where you're maybe even pulling your hamstring doing so.
Yeah.
That's giving them too much field there, bringing it all the way back up to the 45-yard line.
No score in Champaign, by the way. First quarter just underway, 11:06 to go. Illini and Sparty. And now Prairie Central back out. Plenty of time for them to score, 2:01 to go. As Alt gets it, he's trying to find some room. He'll pick his way forward into shell territory, and he'll take it down to about the 49-yard line. That's a gain of 6, and he'll make it 2nd and 4. Jackson Harris on the tackle for Roxana, and here comes Prairie Central. They're going to go in a hurry. Habercorn under center. He's going to fake it to Fear and keep it. He's got some room. And down to the 40-yard line, he's got a first down, gain of another 6, and a first down for the Hawks. And they're just humming right along here offensively. With it at the shell, 40-minute, 25 to go in a tie ball game here, 13-13. Habercorn takes it, gives it to Fear, and not much there that time for the big fullback. He'll gain a couple and then bring up 2nd down.
Yeah, and they're wanting to go quick here.
Evan Wells had checked out defensively. He's back in now, and Kyle Campbell heads to the sidelines for Roxana.
1 minute on the clock.
Yep. And now a timeout taken by the Shells, I believe.
I think they were going to get hit with too many men.
Yeah.
It's like 72 there. Mason Forsyth was having a hard time getting off the field.
So kind of a break for Prairie Central as the Shells have to take a timeout. That stops the clock, gives the Hawks a chance to talk about it. But, boy, with their offense, you see how quick they can go. 2 minutes is an eternity for them.
Macias Insurance Agency, providing quality products with extremely competitive prices. As an independent provider, we source multiple companies to offer the best rates possible. Covering auto, home, business, and life insurance, our goal is to provide quality service that meets and exceeds customer expectations. You can rest easy knowing the Macias team is working round the clock to ensure that both you and the most important parts of your life are covered. Our qualified professionals make the insurance process easy so you can live carefree and focus on what matters most. Visit MaciasInsuranceAgency.com today to find out what our team can do for you.
When it comes to the C-Force line of ATVs, there truly is a seat for every behind. Whether you want to get started with the easy-to-ride C-Force 400 or ride with the big boys on the C-Force 800 XC, you'll find the right machine for you and your wallet.
Start with it in the second half.
Hawks into the teeth of that 25-mile-per-hour wind with 55 to go. Habercorn tosses it this time to his running back. That's 14, and that's Palmore, and he gets out of bounds, stops the clock, moves the chains, and 47 seconds left to go. And a first down for Prairie Central down to the 28-yard line, knocking on the door of the red zone.
He just is able to run that that option play, and that time instead of keeping it, he pitches it, and they're able to gain good yards and get out of bounds.
And Palmore goes in motion. Little counter play. Yep. It's Alton. He's hit pretty quickly, trying to push the pile forward, and is stopped. That might force the Hawks to think about a timeout here. That keeps the clock going, and they will.
I think they're down to one left. They used that one late in the first quarter.
They'll take a timeout. We'll take one with them. You're listening to Big Z Radio Sports, presented by the Simmons Hanley Conroy Law Firm.
Are you in the market for new flooring? Look no further than Ed Eagles Discount Carpet. Ed Eagles has an enormous inventory of carpet, tile, vinyl, and hardwood with professionally trained carpet installers that will treat your project and home with the utmost respect. Lowe's and Home Depot can't even compare. Our discounted prices regularly beat out the big box stores. Stop by today to have your new flooring ready for the holiday season. Ed Eagles, quality carpet, tile, vinyl, and hardwood at discount prices, located on Humbert Road in Alton.
Once I got here to Lewis and Clark, I felt connected to this place.
It is about intellectual curiosity and people who want to work with faculty mentors and delve into these areas they're interested in.
And it gives the chance for students to develop a more full version of themselves.
Lewis and Clark for me is going to be the place that I found myself.
Length of the field to score, and this offense over here with the Hawks, you've seen they've got the ability, and they got that quick strike capability, and they've done it a couple of times in this game.
Here come the Hawks back on offense on 2nd and 8 from the Shell 26. Habercorn's going to keep it on an option play, and he takes it up near a first down. I think he's going to have another first down.
Yep.
Gain of 9, and it should be another Hawk first down. And they'll take another timeout. Boy, he's so quick and hides the ball so well, it's really hard to see who has it. He kind of gets low behind his offensive line and just really, obviously one of the keys to their offense is him hiding the ball so well.
And once he cuts it up the field, he's got that explosive ability and gains what didn't look like was going to amount to be a whole lot there, and was able to get 8 and get the first down. And I believe they used their last time out there, so down to 31 seconds left. So it'll be interesting to see if they try to maybe start utilizing the sidelines a little bit more now.
Yeah, and probably still unlikely to. I mean, they would probably prefer not to throw it going this direction.
They haven't thrown it yet.
No,
who would have thought?
They got back
Roxana
to pass it one time and got strip sacked. So
5 pass attempts in this game, all from the Shells.
I think you could look for maybe Hudson Alt here. He's been kind of the guy they've used to get outside on the perimeter. He's got, has touched it only a few times and has nearly 100 yards on the ground and a touchdown. So 31 seconds to go, and now here we go. 1st and 10 Hawks at the Shell 18. Habercorn back up under center. Fear behind him. It is Alt going in motion. But Habercorn's going to keep it, wants to throw. He will throw for the end zone. Got a man wide open, touchdown. That's Dylan Basil in the corner of the end zone, and wind or not, that was a pretty easy throw for the Prairie Central quarterback Habercorn, as Basil was wide open.
Once he was able to escape the initial pass rush there, and the Shells came again off the edge, and the block was picked up this time, and he was able to escape it that time. And once he was able to step up into the pocket, he finds his receiver open in the corner of the end zone.
It's an 18-yard touchdown pass for the Hawks. Makes it 19-13, and now Basil, who caught the touchdown, will try to convert the extra point. Extra point is low, and man, look at the wind eat that thing up after it goes through the uprights. But it's good. The extra point is up and good. And with 25 seconds to go here in the first half, the Hawks now lead the Shells by a score of 20-13. You're listening to Big Z Radio Sports, presented by the Simmons Hanley Conroy Law Firm.
Has free checking become a thing of the past? Not if Liberty has anything to say about it. With 3 free personal checking options and even a free business checking account, free is alive and well at Liberty Bank, the local bank that gives you free checking choices and more cashing in your pocket. Bank locally, bank Liberty. For more information, visit www.bankliberty.com.
For the biggest selection of pre-owned cars, trucks, and SUVs in the Riverbend, visit AltonToyota.com or stop at their location on the Homer Adams Parkway in Alton. Winner of the prestigious President's Award, Mungan Burkhardt, Alton Toyota knows how to treat their customers, and they will help you find the vehicle that is perfect for you.
Side? Nope. Boy, that was an odd-looking kick. It's fielded by Ellis at the 30, and he takes it up to the 35. Now we'll see how aggressively the Shells want to be on offense. Not a lot of time left, but you've got the wind at your back.
I think you got to take some shots down the field.
Well, and we've seen
2 timeouts left, too.
That's been the philosophy coming in. Wade DeVries has gone for it, 3 times on 4th down, or 4 times, including a fake punt.
Yep.
And ran a halfback option, so they have been aggressive, and I kind of expect that here. 22 seconds to go. Why not take a chance at trying to make a big play here?
And you can go over the middle of the field because you do have the 2 timeouts left.
Yep.
But they're not going to. They're taking a knee.
Yeah,
wow.
They're going to take a knee. So the Shells will take a knee, and that will be how the first half ends, with the Shells trailing the Hawks by a score of 20-13. Back with halftime after this. You're listening to Big Z Radio Sports on My Mix 94.3, presented by the Simmons Henley Conroy Law Firm.
Here to Lewis and Clark, I felt connected to this place.
It is about intellectual curiosity and people who want to work with faculty mentors and delve into these areas they're interested in.
And it gives the chance for students to develop a more full version of themselves.
Lewis and Clark, for me, is going to be the place that I found myself.
Has free checking become a thing of the past? Not if Liberty has anything to say about it. With 3 free personal checking options and even a free business checking account, free is alive and well at Liberty Bank, the local bank that gives you free checking choices and more cashing in your pocket. Bank locally, bank Liberty. For more information, visit www.bankliberty.com.
For the biggest selection of pre-owned cars, trucks, and SUVs in the Riverbend, visit AltonToyota.com or stop at their location on the Homer Adams Parkway in Alton. Winner of the prestigious President's Award, Mungan Burkhardt, Alton Toyota knows how to treat their customers, and they will help you find the vehicle that is perfect for you. For years, Mungan Toyota has been a fixture in the Riverbend, and now Mungan Burkhardt carries the tradition. New name, but the same great service you've come to expect.
I'm just looking around. We've got a good crowd out here. Hold on. What they got? Get some close-ups. Slowly get some close-ups. Slowly.
RiverBender Radio has built 3 great new stations just for you in the Riverbend. The Eagle, the Riverbend's classic rock station. The Bridge, hit music for the Riverbend. And The River, today's country, and all your favorites. Check them out today at RiverBender.com.
Not sure if you've noticed, but those advertised prices from the other dealers are just a bunch of blah, blah, blah. At Roberts Motors, the advertised price is the price you pay. And that, my friend, is great news for you. Don't fall for their so-called incentives that will leave you banging your head against the wall. Go with Roberts Motors. Prices you can trust and people you will like. That's the Roberts Motors way. And trust me, it's the way to go.
top of the line.
I bet mine's better. It's so efficient and quiet, I hardly know it's running.
I've got you both trumped. I've got a Linux.
So do I.
Barrett Heating and Cooling carries Linux products to meet any budget. Don't gamble with your energy dollars. Call Barrett Heating and Cooling and start saving today.
Lennox. Innovation never felt so good.
Judge Ryan Jumper was recommended and highly rated in the most recent poll conducted by the Illinois State Bar Association. Ryan Jumper is a supporter of law enforcement and an advocate for the Constitution. Join me in voting for Judge Ryan Jumper on Tuesday, November 8th on the back of the ballot.
Macias Insurance Agency, providing quality products with extremely competitive prices. As an independent provider, we source multiple companies to offer the best rates possible. Covering auto, home, business, and life insurance, our goal is to provide quality service that meets and exceeds customer expectations. You can rest easy knowing the Macias team is working round the clock to ensure that both you and the most important parts of your life are covered. Our qualified professionals make the insurance process easy so you can live carefree and focus on what matters most. Visit MaciasInsuranceAgency.com today to find out what our team can do for you.
When it comes to the C-Force line of ATVs, there truly is a seat for every behind. Whether you want to get started with the easy-to-ride C-Force 400 or ride with the big boys on the C-Force 800 XC, you'll find the right machine for you and your wallet.
Are you in the market for new flooring? Look no further than Ed Eagles Discount Carpet. Ed Eagles has an enormous inventory of carpet, tile, vinyl, and hardwood with professionally trained carpet installers that will treat your project and home with the utmost respect. Lowe's and Home Depot can't even compare. Our discounted prices regularly beat out the big box stores. Stop by today to have your new flooring ready for the holiday season. Ed Eagles, quality carpet, tile, vinyl, and hardwood at discount prices, located on Humbert Road in Alton.
Once I got here to Lewis and Clark, I felt connected to this place.
It is about intellectual curiosity and people who want to work with faculty mentors and delve into these areas they're interested in.
And it gives the chance for students to develop a more full version of themselves.
Lewis and Clark for me is going to be the place that I found myself.
Has free checking become a thing of the past? Not if Liberty has anything to say about it. With 3 free personal checking options and even a free business checking account, free is alive and well at Liberty Bank, the local bank that gives you free checking choices and more cashing in your pocket. Bank locally, bank Liberty. For more information, visit www.bankliberty.com.
For the biggest selection of pre-owned cars, trucks, and SUVs in the Riverbend, visit AltonToyota.com or stop by their location on the Homer Adams Parkway in Alton. Winner of the prestigious President's Award, Mungan Burkhardt Alton Toyota knows how to treat their customers, and they will help you find the vehicle that is perfect for you. For years, Mungan Toyota has been a fixture in the Riverbend, and now Mungan Burkhardt carries the tradition. New name, but the same great service you've come to expect.
You won't find a better health club than Nautilus Fitness Center. More cardio, more free weights and equipment, more classes, a swimming pool, and more. If you're serious about your health and want to make a change, then stop thinking about it and visit Nautilus Fitness Center on Industrial Drive in Alton. Don't fall for the hype you get from the other health clubs. Nautilus is the Riverbend's premier health club. Has been for years and will be for years to come. Get to Nautilus Fitness Center and get started on a healthier new you.
RiverBender Radio has built 3 great new stations just for you in the Riverbend. The Eagle, the Riverbend's classic rock station. The Bridge, hit music for the Riverbend. And The River, today's country, and all your favorites. Check them out today at RiverBenderRadio.com.
Not sure if you've noticed, but those advertised prices from the other dealers are just a bunch of blah, blah, blah. At Roberts Motors, the advertised price is the price you pay. And that, my friend, is great news for you. Don't fall for their so-called incentives that will leave you banging your head against the wall. Go with Roberts Motors. Prices you can trust and people you will like. That's the Roberts Motors way. And trust me, it's the way to go.
Playoff game last week, so 2 of their last 3 games have been nail biters, and they've been able to come out on top. So draw upon those experiences here as they kick it off here to start the third quarter. And they will have the wind at their back for the third quarter. That's the good news. The bad news is you'll be against it for the fourth.
Actually, look at it. Doesn't it look like, did they just go on?
Onside kick, and Prairie Central is able to grab it.
It almost looks like, Nick, I was just going to say, doesn't it look like the wind has shifted?
Somewhat, it would appear. And maybe dying down just a bit, at least a little bit. Kind of more of a crosswind now as you look at it, as the flags were straight from our right to left early on in this game. And now it's more
from our backs going straight out.
And it's calmed down just a little bit. Gone from 25 miles per hour to 20 miles per hour. I don't know if that helps at all, but
a little surprised there. You go onside to maybe see if you can sneak one here.
You're going to have to find some possessions, I think, somehow, maybe is what Coach DeVries is thinking there, because this offense is so good that you're facing. Fear gets it up the middle. That's one thing that has not worked. That's one thing the Shells have been able to stop today, and Fear has not done much offensively. He gains 3 there and makes it 2nd and 7 for Prairie Central.
Well, he had 3 carries for 5 yards in the first half.
It's been Alt who's done a lot of the damage, and Habercorn, and now Palmore goes in motion, gets the foot. He is drilled. Big hit by the Shells defense. And he didn't get much, maybe a yard or 2, and it wasn't, well, I'll just say this. If it was me, wouldn't have been worth it to take that shot for a yard or 2.
Boy, he got smacked for 1 yard, and my goodness. This may be one of the first times, and it's 3rd and 6, where Prairie Central's been faced with a 3rd and long situation in this game.
On 3rd and this distance, they have relied on Habercorn and Alt as the ball carriers. So we'll see what they do here as Alt goes in motion. And they'll fake it to him, and now Habercorn wants to keep it. That's being strung out by the Shell defense, though. And they get a stop. Ellis makes the tackle right around midfield. He got back to the line of scrimmage maybe, but it's now 4th and 6 for Prairie Central, and they're going to bring out the punting unit.
Yeah, he got a yard out of that, but boy, they strung that out well. And something else that we failed to mention, Nick, coming out of the second half, which team's going to be able to make the proper adjustments too? Yeah. You're always got to deal with adjustments. That's a big part of it.
I would love to see how many times Prairie Central has punted it this year.
I'm with you on that one.
We'll see if they punt it for real here.
Right.
Roxana's already faked it once. Alt will punt it. High, short kick goes out of bounds. We'll see. Wow, it didn't go out of bounds. The wind blew that one back in, I think. It actually bounces inbounds. But they'll spot it up at the
26-yard line.
26-yard line. That's something you don't see a whole lot. That ball landed inbounds, I think.
And it looked like it was going to go about 20 yards out of bounds.
I thought it was going to land on the track, and next thing you know, you look up and it lands on the field. So kind of a break for the Shells there as it goes out of bounds. And they'll have it 1st and 10.
Well, your defense came out right off the hop and forced the 3 and out.
Terrific job by the Shell defense. Now a chance to tie this game up with a touchdown. 2013, Prairie Central leads it. Wallach wants to throw, and that's incomplete. Maybe batted down. I think Tyler Curl got a hand on it that time.
Boy, he got a jump on that one too, and that hit him in the hands. And boy, that could have been disastrous if he's able to pick that. If he intercepts that, that's a pick 6.
Wallach gets the play from head coach Wade DeVries, and he'll trot back out on the field.
Maybe a little surprised that they came out throwing on 1st down there.
Now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion. Graves goes in motion. He'll get the football. Left side, trying to find some room, and gains about 3. Up to the 29-yard line he'll go, and that'll make it 3rd and 7. Well, it just hasn't been much room for Mr. Graves today.
No.
They've obviously watched a lot of film and know that that's probably the guy you got to stop first. It's opened up some room for Wells, who had 70-plus yards in the first half, but Graves has struggled to get going. 3rd and 8 for the Shells at their own 28. Wallach brings the play out. Shells will huddle up and now come up to the line. Graves goes in motion. They'll fake it to him. Wallach wants to throw, rolling to his right. Now being chased. He'll throw it on the run and throw it away.
Throws it away. Yep.
And that's incomplete, and the Shells will have to punt.
Well, I thought maybe if he's trying to string that out to the right, if he cuts that thing up the middle again, and it looked like he had an opportunity to do it, he probably could have bought himself a little bit more time, but not the case. 3 and out for both offenses.
Oh, yeah.
We didn't have that in the
Didn't have
first
that
half.
in the first
We didn't
half
have
at
one of
all.
those.
No. So the Shells will punt it after Prairie Central punts it.
Well, they'll have the wind at their backs, so that's a good thing.
A dangerous return man, Alt, standing at his own 40.
What doesn't that guy do?
Yeah.
He's a sophomore.
Ready to receive the punt from Ellis. Ellis will get it away and kind of kicks it away from Alt, but Alt will field it on the bounce of the 35. Breaks a tackle. Still on his feet, 35, 40, and still going midfield into Shell territory, 40, and run out of bounds finally at the 37-yard line. So a big return from the dangerous sophomore, Alt. Well, they had a hand on him back at the 35, but he shedded that tackle.
Well, you could tell, I think they were trying to kick that thing away from him, and that second bounce, fortuitous, right up to him where he can catch it on the run.
However you can keep it out of his hands, you've got to try to do that. So now Prairie Central is going to get it back, 20-13. They lead it, 8:47 to go here, third quarter.
Looks like we're having some issues with the down marker again.
Yeah. Well, I think, maybe working on an injured play. No, they're working on the down marker, like you said. Might be broken.
We've had some issues with that thing today. Anyway, you look at it, the good field position here for Prairie Central at the Roxana 36.
Yeah.
And boy, a turnover would be nice here, wouldn't it? For the Shells.
You had some hope there as you got the stop, forced a 3 and out after the opening kickoff and got the football back, but then the Shells go 3 and out. So both teams making some adjustments defensively, it would appear, but now that explosive Prairie Central offense is going to get the football back as soon as they fix the chains over on the far sideline as they continue to work over there.
Hey, the teams don't mind a little bit of a rest.
Yeah, sure.
I know they just had one at the halftime, but 8:47 to go here in the third quarter, so it's not long ago where they had the half, but little break, not bad.
Don't forget, after the game, Louie and I will name our Munganast Alton Toyota players of the game, as we do after each and every Prep Sports broadcast here on the Big Z. And now the Shells defense will head over to the sideline. Also, as after the game, we'll have coverage of the game on our website, advantagenews.com/sports. We'll have some photographs up. Dan Cruz down on the sidelines taking photos for us and a recap of the game.
How's old Danny C. been? I haven't seen him since earlier in the year when I had a couple of CM football games.
He's doing well. The photos look well anyway. So. Score update from Champaign, 7-3. Illinois still leading, 10:27 to go in the first half as Prairie Central ready to go now. You hear that Illini game over on the Big Z, 107.1 FM, 1570 AM. Abercorn up under center. Sends a man in motion and gives it a fear up the middle. This time he's got room, and he's got a touchdown, a 36-yard run, and again, untouched the ball carrier for Prairie Central.
How the heck did that open up right up the gut like that?
Yeah. I mean, he burst through the line, and he was gone, and now the Hawks with a 26-13 lead.
That's a killer.
And they're
right
going
off
to
the
go
bat.
for two here, up 13, to try to make it a 15-point deficit. Abercorn sends a man in motion, gives it to Fear up the middle again, and he is not in. Short, so they will not convert the two-point conversion. Second time they've tried and failed today, so they're 0 for 2 in two-point conversions. But with 8:41 to go in the third quarter, they do have a 26-13 lead. You're listening to Big Z Radio Sports, presented by the Simmons Hanley Conroy Law Firm.
You won't find a better health club than Nautilus Fitness Center. More cardio, more free weights and equipment, more classes, a swimming pool, and more. If you're serious about your health and want to make a change, then stop thinking about it and visit Nautilus Fitness Center on Industrial Drive in Alton. Don't fall for the hype you get from the other health clubs. Nautilus is the Riverbend's premier health club. Has been for years and will be for years to come. Get to Nautilus Fitness Center and get started on a healthier new you.
Once I got here to Lewis and Clark, I felt connected to this place.
It is about intellectual curiosity and people who want to work with faculty mentors and delve into these areas they're interested in.
And it gives the chance for students to develop a more full version of themselves.
Lewis and Clark for me is going to be the place that I found myself.
Get ready to fit a whole lot more into your day. Introducing the all-new U-Force 1000. It's the talk of the industry, and for good reason. It starts with the all-new 1000cc engine, 79 horsepower, liquid-cooled. Drivetrain, CB Tech, as durable as it gets under heavy loads. The U-Force 1000, everything you need to ride without compromise.
Back inside the Barrett Heating and Cooling broadcast booth, Nick Dar and Louis Korak with you here, 8:41 to go. Shell's now trailing by a score of 26-13 as Prairie Central kicks it off and fielded by Nick Ward at the 20. Up to the 25, the 30, and stopped there. And they'll get him out to the 34-yard line. The Shells will take over there on offense in a pretty important drive now, down 13 points. You really don't feel like you can afford to fall behind any further.
No, because you got what you wanted to start the half. You got a 3 and out. So your defense did the job, but offensively you weren't able to move the football. You gave it back to them, and now down 2 scores, you're, I don't want to say in dire straits yet, but you're almost in that mode where you probably need to put up some points and put them up pretty quickly here.
If you get a score here, you feel good about it, but if you don't and you give it back to them, that could be danger zone time. Graves is going to get the carry, trying to find some room, finally picking his way, has some room, has a first down in the Hawk territory, all the way down to the Prairie Central 42-yard line. Best run of the day for Terrell Graves.
Oh, and he needed that because it's been slim pickings for him, and all of a sudden just kind of picked his way and found some room there along the left side and weaved his way down and was able to pick up, 22 yards there. Important.
It's a Shell first down. They're in the Prairie Central territory. They're at the Hawk 42, and Wallach gets the play from head coach Wade DeVries and brings it into the huddle. Chris Wallach, the quarterback for the Roxana Shells, has Wells behind him. He hasn't touched it in the second half, as Ward will get it. He'll pitch it to Ellis on a reverse, and this is trouble. Ellis is behind the line, but now breaks some tackles. Flag comes out.
All
That's
sorts
going
of
to be
flags.
a block in the
Ooh.
back, I think. And that play was kind of doomed from the start. Ellis made something out of it, but aided by an illegal block.
That thing, Nick, looked like was going to be a disaster right from the get-go. I don't know how he was able to get out of that, but now we know.
Yeah, block in the back. And 10 yards from the spot of the foul, so that's going to be a monstrous penalty.
Yeah, which basically makes this about a 20, 25-yard penalty.
Yeah.
Because look where this happened.
It's going to be about 1st and 30. All the way back it goes. They snapped the football.
1st and 28.
1st and 28. They snapped it at the Hawk 42.
Yeah.
Now we're at the Shell 40. So 1st and 28 for the Shells. Not a down and distance you love.
If that would have gone through clean out of all that, it looked like he was going to gain positive yards out of that somehow.
Wallach up under center. Might have to think about a throw here. Instead, it's a handoff to Graves, and Graves will get positive yardage. He'll take it to the 44-yard line. Gains 4, but that's not quite enough when you're facing 1st and 28. So now it's 2nd and 24 for Roxana.
Yeah, this might be a time where you maybe drop back and get some air under this because you want to at least put yourself I would say in that 3rd and 10-ish range to give yourself 4-down territory.
At least go in the right direction with the wind at their back. Wallach sends Graves in motion, fakes it to him, wants to throw, being chased, rolling to his right, will throw for Ellis on the sideline. Good. Incomplete, they're going to say. Ellis dives for it, and they're going to say it hit the ground.
I thought he caught it.
I did too. It's an incompletion. Ellis thought he had it too. That would have given him pretty close to that 3rd and 10 you talked about. It would have been about 3rd and 12, but instead it's 3rd and 24. Good throw from Wallach, and Ellis makes a nice effort for the catch, but they're going to say incomplete.
Well, the official was right there on top of it, so
you
got to give him the benefit of the doubt on that one, but
we're a long way away.
Yeah,
way
easy
far from us, but
we don't have whistles. Easy for us to make that call.
3rd and 24. Got to get at least 15 here, you would think. Wallach wants to throw. Has time. Throws it deep. Got a man. A step. It's incomplete. The defender fell down, and Paxton Osmo broke open at the last moment as Talon Steidinger fell down, but that one is incomplete, about 5 yards away from Osmo, and the Shells will have to punt it again.
They've had a couple of those long-distance pass plays now that they had a chance to connect on. Obviously, the one should have been a touchdown. That one had a chance as well, but just out of range.
Now Ellis on to punt it again. And Prairie Central up 26-13, licking their chops, ready to get the football back. As Ellis will punt it. Off to the right. High, short kick. And we'll see where they mark it. It's going to bounce at about the 30-yard line. And that's right around where they'll spot it. It'll be about the 32-yard line is where Prairie Central will start offensively.
The thing is, Nick, so far in this game, for Roxana special teams, they really haven't put a ball where you're forcing this Prairie Central team to go long distance. Have they started a drive behind their anywhere around their 20-yard line or back?
I think it's been around the 30 every time.
Yeah.
This one at the 31. So Prairie Central's had good field position all day. The game's kind of been played for the most part really inside the 30s for both teams.
Yep.
That was just a killer penalty in play for the Shells as they had it 1st and 10 at the Hawk 40. And then the block in the back on a play that was just headed the wrong direction.
Well, the play call in itself, just maybe you can question it, yes, but it just didn't work out. And I don't know if that was the time and place to be running something like that. I get it. I mean, maybe you catch them off guard with something, but it just blew up in their face.
And now handoff from Habercorn to Fear, and he'll gain a couple on 1st down and give him 3 yards, makes it 2nd and 7 for the Hawks.
I keep saying it, and I'll say it again. This would be a great area for a turnover if you're Roxana.
Clock rolling, 6 minutes to go here, 3rd quarter. It was 20-13 at halftime. It's 26-13 now as Habercorn wants to throw. Rolling to his left. He's going to keep it and run it. And he's knocked down out across the 35 to the 36-yard line. Gain of a couple and brings up a huge 3rd down for the Shell defense. They need to stop desperately here.
Very much so. Because if you pick up a 1st down here, that's a guarantee another 2-3 minutes you chew off the clock. And you're set up in about a 3rd and a 6 or 7.
Maybe a penalty marker down as the illegal shift.
Oh, okay. Okay, so take that off the board.
Illegal shift. It's a 5-yard penalty.
They're going to replay the down. I
might have thought about declining that.
Yeah, I may have. With it being probably 3rd and 6, 3rd and 7, I think I might have declined that.
Now it's going to be 2nd and 12. Yeah, I think I'm taking 3rd and 7 over 2nd and 12 just because of the explosiveness of this offense. I'd rather have only one play.
And I'm having confidence in my defense. Yeah.
So now Habercorn up under center. Fear behind him, full house backfield. And it's a handoff to Alt. And shows what we know. As the Shells get a stop, not much there for Mr. Alt, maybe a yard, and it's going to bring up 3rd and 11.
You think they're going to like having that kid for another couple of years? He's
so.
Only a sophomore.
The Shells going to have a lot of kids back as well, a lot of juniors on their roster. So they should be formidable again next year. So big 3rd and 11 here for the Shell defense.
So it works out better.
It
works,
did,
yeah. That's why we're up here, Nick, and then
that's right.
The coaches are down there doing their thing. 4.5 to go here.
Habercorn wants to throw, being chased out of the pocket, rolling to his left, and he'll just throw it away. Incomplete, and the Shells defense holds and forces a punt. Second punt of the game for Prairie Central coming up.
He looks like somebody that doesn't like to hold on to the ball very long in the pocket if he doesn't have to. Once he dropped back, he was looking for his receiver right away, and when he doesn't find it, he's looking to run. And if he can't run with it, then like he just did, he just throws it away.
Dumps it off. It's incomplete, and now Alt will punt it away.
Well, you should get good field position here.
Fumbles the football. He fumbles the snap, and the Shells are going to fall on it. So you're going to get real good field position as the Shells are going to get it at the 25-yard line.
And that ball hit him right in the hands, and
Yep.
It couldn't have hit him in the hands any cleaner.
Well, we talked about teams not playing in close games like Prairie Central. And
they probably don't punt very often.
No, that's for sure. Doing things that they haven't had to do this year. So,
well, now in this situation, 4:18 to go in the quarter, Nick, you're getting the ball in great field position. This is must score.
Got to score. Absolutely.
This is must score points here. You have to take advantage of mistakes, and you just got another one here at the 26.
I got to get Wells involved here. He hasn't touched it in the second half offensively.
No.
Graves goes in motion. He'll get it again. Left side following Wells. He's got some room. Spin move to the 15. Still on his feet. Finally pushed out of bounds down near the 10.
Good, powerful run there. Just following his blockers downfield and wouldn't go down.
That's a Shell first down and just inside the 10, so it's 1st and goal. They lay the chains down on the far sideline.
Yeah, this might be Evan Wells' time for me.
He's got one of the touchdowns today. Ellis has the other. Wallach up under center, Wells behind him. Takes the snap. It's Graves again, counter to Ward. Ward cuts it back in the middle, still on his feet, bounces it to the outside now. He's down inside the 5. Good run by Nick Ward.
You'll take that on 1st and goal from the 10. You pick up more than half of them. Important run there. Now you got basically, 3 downs to punch it in from 4 yards out.
It's so tough to run up the middle down here inside the 5. I love the idea of trying to get the quarterback on the outside and give him some options, but
they like running those little counter draws, don't they?
Yeah.
I mean,
worked pretty well there. Gain of 5. It's 2nd and goal from the 4. Wallach gives it to Graves. Graves is brought down. No gain. Lost a couple on the play. They'll spot it at about the 7. It's a loss of 2 or 3 and makes it 3rd and goal.
Yeah, that made it tough there. They tried to go to the well one too many times along that left-hand side over there. And, again, good penetration by that Hawks defense, and we're able to push them back to about, like you said, about the 8-yard line.
8 even, so it's a loss of 4. Wallach up under center. Sends a man in motion, tried to draw him off sides, almost did. Now Graves back to the wing position. Wells behind Wallach. It's Ward in motion now. Toss to Wells. Cuts it back inside and brought down. Fear again. Boy, he's had a great day defensively,
Very
hasn't he?
much so, yeah. Yep.
Boy, it looked like that might pop open for Wells, but Fear just coming in from that middle linebacker spot and such a good tackler.
Again, I don't know if I'm just a fan of the pitch there. From the 8-yard line, you're asking you're asking for what, a 13-yard run or at least try to get it inside the 5-yard line there to give yourself something more manageable under 4th down. Now it's going to be really tough.
4th and goal from the 8. Wallach up under center, Wells behind him. Graves goes in motion. They'll give it to Graves on a sweep. He's got some blockers in front. He's in the end zone. It's a sweep to Graves. Just go with your bread and butter, they do. And Graves scores from 8 yards out to make it 26-19.
How are they doing this on 4th down? That's 5 for 5 now.
Wow.
Man. It's just a simple counter draw over the left side, and and somehow the hole opened up. I'm thinking for sure this is a passing down, and not a chance.
So Graves takes it in for 8 yards out, his first touchdown of the day. After the fumbled snap on the punt, the Shells take it 25 yards into the end zone, and almost all Graves as Ellis kicks the extra point up and through, and now it's a 6-point game in the third quarter. It's 26 for Prairie Central, 20 for the Shells. You're listening to Big Z Radio Sports, presented by the Simmons Hanley Conroy Law Firm.
You won't find a better health club than Nautilus Fitness Center. More cardio, more free weights and equipment, more classes, a swimming pool, and more. If you're serious about your health and want to make a change, then stop thinking about it and visit Nautilus Fitness Center on Industrial Drive in Alton. Don't fall for the hype you get from the other health clubs. Nautilus is the Riverbend's premier health club. Has been for years and will be for years to come. Get to Nautilus Fitness Center and get started on a healthier new you.
RiverBender Radio has built 3 great new stations just for you in the Riverbend. The Eagle, the Riverbend's classic rock station. The Bridge, hit music for the Riverbend. And The River, today's country, and all your favorites. Check them out today at RiverBender.com.
Well, like we mentioned, Nick, you had to come away with points out of that because you get the turnover on the muff punt. You start with short field position, and now you're back within a 1-score game again.
1-score game, wind at your back. Shells, the ball is on its side. Not usually means you're not going to kick it deep.
Again, I'm just not I would.
Ward kicks an onside kick. It's recovered by Prairie Central right at midfield. Boy, you had the wind at your back, I'm thinking. And your defense has played so much better here in the second half. I'm thinking kick that one deep, but easy to say once you don't come up with it. And now the Hawks are going to have great field position here. Right at midfield they'll have it. It's a final. Loyola has defeated Edwardsville by a score of 49-21. Belleville-Altoff defeating Redbud 26-14 in round 2 of the playoffs today.
I don't know who they're playing, but Greenfield was leading 18-0 in the third quarter.
It's like East St. Louis is going to roll to a victory as well. And now Alt gets the football. He's got all kinds of room to the 30, 20, 10, 5, touchdown from 50 yards out. No flags on the field. It's Alt again, another 50-yard run, and he's into the end zone, and now it's the Hawks striking back quickly to give themselves a 32-20 lead.
That's why I'm just not a fan of that squib kick in that situation. Just kick it as deep as you can, no matter where it goes. I mean, you're forcing this team to go into the wind, and giving them short field position there is not exactly conducive to what you want to do, and plays right into their hands in a quick strike, quick play ability, and they do it right off the bat.
When all that work you feel you do to get back to within a score, and just like that, the Hawks back up 2 scores, now going for 2 and converting as Fear takes it in for the 2-point conversion and makes it 34-20 with 1:47 left to go here in the third quarter. We'll keep it right here as the Shells now down 2 scores again, and boy, it felt like all that effort went in.
Not sure if you've noticed, but those advertised prices from the other dealers are just a bunch of blah, blah, blah. At Roberts Motors, the advertised price is the price you pay. And that, my friend, is great news for you. Don't fall for their so-called incentives that will leave you banging your head against the wall. Go with Roberts Motors. Prices you can trust and people you will like. That's the Roberts Motors way. And trust me, it's the way to go.
To me, you're giving them the ball at midfield is the equivalent of what? Giving them maybe 20, 30 free yards.
Yeah.
You know, and especially into the wind. I'm feeling a lot better taking this, into the fourth quarter as a one-score game, as opposed to now what's probably going to be a two-score game.
Maybe the Shells can make a play here on special teams as Ellis fields this rolling kick at the 30.
You can't dance around in place.
Yep.
That's just not gonna work out for you.
A little too much dancing from Ellis, saying the Shells will take over first down at their own 32-yard line.
And that took all of 12 seconds after you just scored.
Yeah, right.
It's deflating. It really is.
Shells are going to start 1st and 10 at their own 31-yard line. Over on the Big Z, Illinois trailing Michigan State by a score of 9-7 with 2:50 left to go in the first half. Illini with the football inside the Michigan State 40. 1:41 to go here in the third, and the Shells trail 34-20. And a run up the middle. Wells gets it for the first time, I believe, of the half, and takes it out across the 35 to about the 37-yard line, I think, is where they'll stop his forward progress. Maybe even the 38. Nope, right at the 37. That's a gain of 6 and makes it 2nd and 4.
Yeah, that's his second carry of the half. He had the one on third down
That's right,
down
yeah,
here. But yeah, I mean, he's only touched the ball twice so far, but now down 2 scores, you're really going to have to kind of push the envelope. And Roxana in the fourth quarter, they're going to be going from our left to right.
Wallach up under center, sends Graves in motion and gives him the football, and he is gang tackled. And a loss of about 4, the 4 that Wells gains. Graves gives it right back, and now it's going to be 3rd and 10.
Well, that's just a case there of the Hawks defensive line winning the battle at the line of scrimmage there and getting penetration, because soon as the ball was handed to Graves, he had nowhere to go.
Andrew Ellis is injured and on the sidelines. Eli Tice has checked in for Roxana, number 80, the junior, as Prairie Central shows blitz. Wallach wants to throw for Tice, and maybe a flag there. Nope, they're going to say, I guess, uncatchable. It's pretty clearly the receiver got pushed to the ground from behind to me anyway.
I thought so.
As Tice, the intended receiver, that's incomplete, and the Shells will have to punt.
13 seconds left in the half, or in the third quarter. Boy, it almost just feels like that last touchdown just kind of sucked the life out of this place, didn't it?
Even out of the not just the fans, but it's, you just kind of see it on the field too from the players. Ellis will come back in to punt it and get away a good high kick, and bounces at about the 40-yard line. They'll mark it out of bounds at the 39-yard line. So
great field position again.
Yeah. Well, you're right. I think the worst field position maybe they've had in the game has been about the 30-yard line. So now,
so my house would be warm when I got home from work, but the kitchen is still cool.
At Barrett Heating and Cooling, we stand behind every Lennox system we sell.
My dealer said he'd take care of everything.
At Barrett Heating and Cooling, we understand everyone wants prompt, professional service.
Turns out it wasn't my furnace after all, just a little something blocking the vent.
Pretty smart dog if you ask me. For service you can count on, call Barrett Heating and Cooling.
Lennox, innovation never felt so good.
Habercorn up under center, Fear behind him. Man goes in motion, but it's Fear up the middle. And he'll push the pile out across the 40-yard line, about the 42, and that is how the third quarter will end, on a gain of about 3. So the Hawks will have it 2nd and 7 to start the fourth quarter here in Roxana, leading by a score of 34-20. You're listening to Big Z Radio Sports, presented by the Simmons Hanley Conroy Law Firm.
Insurance Agency, providing quality products with extremely competitive prices. As an independent provider, we source multiple companies to offer the best rates possible. Covering auto, home, business, and life insurance, our goal is to provide quality service that meets and exceeds customer expectations. You can rest easy knowing the Macias team is working round the clock to ensure that both you and the most important parts of your life are covered. Our qualified professionals make the insurance process easy so you can live carefree and focus on what matters most. Visit MaciasInsuranceAgency.com today to find out what our team can do for you.
And will the wind carry it? Just
my goodness.
barely. I mean, just over the crossbar.
That wasn't even a arch like the Gateway Arch, I don't think. That thing was, wow.
I mean, the arch on that thing was that was way up in the air. We'll keep it right here as Prairie Central has now gone up 41.
When it comes to the C-Force line of ATVs, there truly is a seat for every behind. Whether you want to get started with the easy-to-ride C-Force 400 or ride with the big boys on the C-Force 800 XC, you'll find the right machine for you and your wallet.
Roxana at Charlie Rach Field, 41-20, Prairie Central leading.
Weren't they a 17-point favorite?
Yeah, they were, yeah. That might be a tough cover now.
Yeah.
Hawks set to kick this one away. Graves and Ward back deep to receive for Roxana. Without the win, that extra point is not good.
No.
It would have fallen short, but the win just enough to push it over the crossbar and good to give Prairie Central a 21-point lead. Low line drive kick fielded by Graves at about the 20 to the 25 to the 30 and runs into a gang of Prairie Central tacklers out across the 35. Up near the 40 he goes. So the Shells will start this drive at their own 38-yard line, trailing by 21, and just 5:54 left to go in the contest now.
Just too many big plays here by Prairie Central's offense is really what stands out in this game right now.
Yeah. They have had serious quick strike ability and have scored some long ones. All on the ground for the most part as Graves gets the carry left side, picking his way out across the 45 to the 47-yard line. He'll take it.
Boy, his scoreline's not going to look all that impressive, but he's run it hard today. He really has. He's had to grind out his yards.
They really bottled him up in the first half. He's gotten free a little bit here in the second half. They've gotten him going, but Prairie Central did a terrific job, really keying on him in that first half. And now Wells will get it. He'll have a first down as he takes it inside Prairie Central territory to the 48-yard line and picks up a Shell first down.
Well, I think Roxana, it's looking like it's going to be a losing effort, Nick, but I think they've done here today what a lot of teams haven't been able to do to this team is
slow them down a little bit.
Move the football and score.
Now Wells with the carry still on his feet, picking his way. Good carry by Evan Wells there. And he is finally dragged out of bounds at the Prairie Central 42-yard line after a gain of 6.
Down to 5:07 to play here, and again, barring something miraculous, down 3 scores, but you got to keep fighting on, got to keep pushing here, try to get a score here, and then go onside. You never know. Boy, they get good pursuit.
Yeah.
Again, and look who it is, number 35.
Fair again, and Wells the ball carrier, and he's going to lose the 6 that he just got.
Yep.
And all the way now, it's going to be 3rd and 10. It goes from 2nd and 4 to 3rd and 10.
I've learned one thing here watching this team, Nick, is you don't get a lot of success going east and west against them.
They pursue that very well, don't they?
Yeah.
You got to get going north and south against them. Now Wallach up under center on 3rd and 10. He'll give it to Graves again, trying to follow his blockers and cutting it back inside now, and got back almost the 6 that they lost, but it's going to be 4th down at about 4.
Any way you look at it, I mean, it's Shells fought hard here today. They really did. This wasn't like it was just a game where they never had a chance in. I mean, but they really legitimately did. I mean,
3:53 to go in the ball game. 41-20 our score. Hawks lead it. Now Ward gets the carry, and he is stopped, and the Shells are going to turn it over on downs. Good tackle there number 12, Tyler Curl. And again, that east-west running just not working. I mean, they'll run you down, and they are good tacklers when they get there.
Yeah, this is not necessarily a big defensive line and a big defensive front, but they're quick. They really are. They've got some good team speed. Some big boys up there that can clog up the running lanes, but those guys on the edges, man, they just pursue the football really well.
You know, you look at this roster for the Shells, not a ton of seniors on it. Paxton Osmo, Jackson Harris, Caden Blokmer, Alec Laughlin, Chase Allen, and Ashton Noble. So it's going to be a team to be reckoned with next year again for Roxana. And there, nearly a fumble, but Habercorn grabs it and keeps it and makes something out of nothing and takes that one into Shell territory. And almost a fumble, but it turns into a gain of about 6.
Yeah, you're almost into stay in bounds, get first downs, and run out the clock, and you get yourself a win.
All those timeouts used in the first half, no timeouts so far in the second half.
Yeah.
Both teams have all 3 left as we approach the 3-minute mark here. And, yeah, the Hawks, a couple more first downs, and they're going to be in victory formation.
I think with Wade DeVries' unwillingness to use his right now, I think they're in concede mode at this point.
Down 21.
Yeah.
And under 3 to go as Palmore gets that carry. And not much there. Close to the first. He's going to be about a yard or 2 shy of the first down.
And they're going to advance to the state quarterfinals.
Shells were trying to get there for the first time since '87, but their season's going to end in the second round with a home playoff loss, as it did in 2014. But very good year anytime you get to the second round, you have to say. Anytime you get a playoff win, that's good. If the Hawks can get a first down here, we may see victory formation. Habercorn up under center. Fair behind him. And quarterback sneak, and Habercorn does get the first down. Just enough for the first, and that might
that'll do it.
Probably do it. And the Shells could take 3 timeouts if they wanted to, but at this point I don't see what the reasoning behind that would be.
No.
So the Hawks are going to win this one, and they're going to move on to the quarters and maybe further.
Yeah.
They're the number 1 seed. They're
they've got a
ranked
good
3rd in the
team.
state. They've got a good team, and could see them going all the way. And the Shells held their own against them.
They did.
No question about it. Habercorn up under center. He'll turn and hand it off. And number 12, Tyler Curl with the carry. Picks up a couple on the play and give him about 4 yards on the play. Makes it 2nd and 6 for the Hawks.
So I got to write that kid's name in the stat book now?
You do now. With a minute left.
Yep.
Less than that.
I think you take a knee here and call it a day, and that'll be it.
I think I just saw Coach Andrew Quain on the sidelines point to his knee, and I think that's what the Hawks will do here as they go into victory formation, and they are going to win it and move on to the quarters. As soon as they spot and snap this one, and that'll be the last one of the game, I do believe.
Yep.
So a good effort by the Shells, but the Hawks just too much, and they win it by a score of 41-20 here at Charlie Raich Field in Roxana, and they will move on to the quarterfinals. The Shells season will end here in the second round in 2022. Back to wrap it up after this. You're listening to Big Z Radio Sports, presented by the Simmons Hanley Conroy Law Firm.
RiverBender's coverage of today's event is brought to you by Macias Insurance Agency, your local independent insurance agent. Liberty Bank, Bank Local, Bank Liberty. Roberts Motors, the value store since 1949. Lewis and Clark Community College, empowering people. Munganats Burkhardt Toyota, the biggest selection of cars, trucks, and SUVs in the Riverbend. Ed Eagles Discount Carpet, quality carpet, tile, vinyl, and hardwood at discount prices. Nautilus Fitness Center, the Riverbend's premier health club. Mike Fanistock State Farm Insurance, your local State Farm agent in Wood River. Quality Buick GMC Cadillac in Alton and Jerseyville. Quality. It's more than just our name. Barrett Heating and Cooling, proudly serving Madison, Jersey, and Macoupin County since 1896. Cheapy's Tires, dependable tires at an unbelievable price.